So this is just the second video to the first one. I'm hearing that there's a lot of energies trying to punch down instead of punching up, meaning they don't really know exactly where to gain power from. And a lot of the collective is changing. A lot of chosen ones are beginning to step into their purpose, to mutate reality to see what they actually want. They stopped asking for the higher ups to do anything about it. In fact, they don't even care about celebrities. They don't care about any of these things. And as this departure happens, as people start to actually think for themselves and not be afraid to carve out a path that they see fit, there's going to be a lot of energies left in the middle, is what I'm hearing. And these energies were very, very comfortable under the umbrella of power that has been normalized. They've been very comfortable to punch down. These are the same people when the higher-ups decided to ruin people's lives or decided to impose restrictions on people's lives that actually hurt them, not just financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually. These are the people that bucked. They're too cowardly and weak to step up in any fashion for anything that they believe in. And so as they see you, my dear, rising, shifting, and actually possessing your own reality and creating your own world, they're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a very, very hard time. They don't know where to turn because these higher ups, right, that have served themselves for centuries, they have their own agenda. They're doing their own thing and they don't care about them. These people are going through a cognitive dissonance. They know these other people don't care about them, but they also don't feel a sense of self. They haven't really taken the time to identify who they are. These are the people, dear chosen one, that bashed you, cornered you, and made you feel like you didn't really have anywhere to belong. Since you were in high school, since you were in college, since you probably are, some of you watching this, who made you feel like you were always going to be a misfit, that you don't belong. The things you say just don't fit in here with us. They enjoyed that dense reality. Even though deep down in themselves, they knew something was wrong with it, they enjoyed it because they're a coward. These cowards have nowhere to go now. They're in the middle, kind of scouring to find where they belong. Whereas the people who they left behind, right? The people who they made feel shame about their existence, who they made you feel weird for being yourself and authentic. Now you are having a tribe. You are having people that actually realize and recognize that you are just genuine, that you are yourself. Because what they did for you, these energies, they gave you time to cultivate yourself. They were busy trying to fit into every single crowd, right? What's the saying? A friend of many is a friend of none. That is who they are. That is who they are. So they are left not understanding the language, the coded symbolic language that the higher ups talk about. And they don't understand either the authentic soul language that us chosen ones talk about. They're left in the middle. These are the pawns of society. And these pawns, they're going to have to be going through a very difficult awakening and choice. Somebody in my thread said this. A lot of these people are going through an awakening. And this is putting a lot of pressure on the quote-unquote empaths. And we're almost feeling this dense, deep, dark energy that we've already dealt with, that we don't really care for. But it's being brought up all over again because of these very, very stubborn energies. Very stubborn. They want so bad for whatever reason, even if because they're unhappy, even when they're unhappy. They want so bad to preserve this structure, right? These are the very people the Matrix talked about, fighting you for something that is going against their interest. So, this is what I heard. Do not be mad at me I wrote it down actually yesterday. Do not be mad at me for rejecting me, giving me enough time to be better than you. That's what I'm hearing for the chosen ones. That's what I'm hearing. So you cannot be in a state of being fake anymore, because more often than not, these higher ups are now shifting the game. They're always shifting the game. They're always moving the goalpost. So these people can never keep up. And those who have departed from the way, those who have been like, you know what, I'm tired of being rejected. I'm tired. I cannot do it. I cannot be something I am not. Those who have had a hard life when it comes to being with people, it is your time. It's your time. It's your time. And you're going to see a lot of these middle crippled folks, right, trying to punch down on you because they clearly cannot punch up. They cannot. If they don't punch down, they're going to try to mimic you. They're going to try to take on some things or be in some kind of weird competition. These are the same energies projecting onto the collective fears and even trying to step in the way by this overthinking energy that they are losing some sleep, some of them, like, and these are the ones specifically that you may have known in person, right? You might even wish them well. This is the thing they don't understand about you. It's like, if I were in your position, right, I would do me harm, but you don't. You don't. This irritates them. I'm going to say keep irritating them because you're not doing anything wrong. More often than not, they want you to feel guilty about receiving blessings from God. They want you to feel in a disempowered state that they actually feel every single day of their life. And they're now having to face it, is what I'm hearing, because people are seeing the truth. They're choosing themselves, and they don't have time to, how do I even express this? Like, they don't have time to be confirmed, like to be supported by some politician or they don't really care about that. People are thinking in a very new way where they're willing to question every single thing every day. They're willing to throw out what they didn't know and replace it. And these people have a very rigid thinking. They've scathed through life by attaching themselves to the popular people, by kissing ass, basically. And at that dense reality, at that time, that flew. That worked out. And they did it more often than not by throwing you under the bus. You knew it too. You knew it, and this was a time when you were being kind of cultivated by the dark side to lose respect for yourself, to feel like, maybe you don't really belong. But no, that element, that source connected element of you has always spoken louder, has always stood unshaken. And this is the part that's now thriving in the collective. So these lost souls, they're going to have to put their ego down and do the hard work that you've done spiritually in order to understand you. Because they're having to take a side. They can either be beat around, right? Pushed around, jerked around by the higher ups, or they can be who they really are and find their tribe. Because they cannot be in this middle, on the fence, throwing people down on the ground in order to climb that fence. They cannot do that anymore. It is not allowed. You are see-through, transparent. So, I'm going to leave this here because some of them are trying to come and be your friend. You're going to notice it too. You're going to notice it because they're not going to be there for you. They're almost trying to bring you back to a place where you are doubting your value. But that doesn't work. You see? They stab themselves in the back, trying to make you feel away. They shoot themselves in the foot because my collective, you're just stampeding through. You're just next. You know what you deserve. And they're going to try to make you wonder, but it's not going to work. It's not. And if you feel doubt, open up one of my videos. Open up. And remember that chi, my dear ladies and pretty gentlemen, as usual, I never reach out. They are scammers. Everything you need to know is in the description box down below. Never, ever, ever let them silence you. And remember, people who think you're lying are liars. People who think you're cheating are cheaters. People who think you're a fraud are frauds. People who think you're lost are lost. Just remember that.